Barcelona make a big statement. Neymar leaves the field in tears. Monaco are close to sacking Thierry Henry, and we've got a roundup of the day's transfer news. That and more coming up in the next few minutes, as I am your host, Matt Froelich. You are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, before we start any sort of news, I'm just going to bring you the obvious piece because I can't be bothered talking about it anymore. Yes, Gonzalo Higuaín signed for Chelsea. Yes, Alvaro Morata looks like he's on his way out. And Krzysztof Piątek has moved to AC Milan as a replacement for the Chelsea-bound Higuaín. Now that's done, let's never talk about it again. First off to our big piece of news, and Barcelona have splashed the cash on Ajax's Dutch international Frenkie de Jong. After a rather odd signing of Kevin Prince Boateng over the weekend, they've decided to spend big, and the Ajax star will join in the summer. For around £65 million with £10 million in add-ons on a 5-year deal, I really think they are getting what could be one of the best midfielders within the next 10 years. De Jong has absolutely everything. It looks like he's ready-made for Barcelona, which is probably why he decided to join them. Apparently the star did have talks with Manchester City and PSG, but chose the new camp, and to be honest, you can see why. But next up to Neymar, who last night went off the pitch crying after injuring his ankle. PSG were playing against Strasbourg in the French Cup and decided that Neymar would be the outlet for all of their anger and frustration. One of the defenders hacked him down 3 times, which then prompted Neymar to do a rainbow flick over his head. A few minutes later, he was leaving the pitch crying. Andre Goncalves of Strasbourg said that he admired Neymar, thought he was such a great player, but he shouldn't come blubbering after enjoying himself. Now, I don't know what you think about this, guys, but for me, this is pretty bad going from Strasbourg. I'm not saying that a player can't be tackled and that, yeah, if he's showing off a bit too much, you can leave a little mark on him. But to completely even admit that they're going after someone just because he's enjoying himself out there, well, that's a bit harsh. If Neymar can do it, why not? Within the bounds of a football pitch, if you've got the ball at your feet, as long as you don't pick it up, you can do whatever you like. So if Neymar's doing that, you can't exactly then go, I don't really like that, he's better than me, I'm going to hack him down. The big concern for Neymar and why he was crying is because it is the same ankle that he injured last February, which meant he was out for the rest of the season and gave him a race to be fit for the World Cup last summer. If he's out for a similar amount of time or does similar damage to his ankle, you can bet that not only he, but all of PSG will be pretty upset, as it will put most of their Champions League hopes in doubt. As for the upcoming Champions League game against Manchester United, it looks like Neymar will be unable to play in the first leg, but may just make it back for the second if the injury isn't too bad. But sticking with French news, and it could be some bad news for Monaco's Thierry Henry. After just 3 months into his first ever managerial job, it looks like he may be fired. This is because over the weekend they lost 5-1 at home to Strasbourg. Last night they lost 3-1 at home to Metz in the Cup, second division Metz, and overall in 12 league games he's managed to win just 2 of them, never ever winning at their home stadium. This is pretty bad going no matter how much of a fantastic playing career he had before him. So what are Monaco going to do? Well, latest reports have said that they may sack him and bring back Leonardo Jardim. Just in case you didn't know, he's the guy that they sacked originally to then bring in Thierry Henry. That doesn't really make sense to me. Personally, if I was the Monaco board, despite how bad his season was at Manchester United, I'd go for Jose Mourinho. Or, if they're going to go along the line of bringing back former managers, why not go all out for Arsene Wenger? He knows the club, he obviously knows the French league very well, and let's be honest, he said he'd be in a job by January 1st, and he's not. So I'm sure he's probably sitting at home waiting for a call from somebody. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Should Henry be given more time? Should they sack him? And if Arsene Wenger came in, would he do a good job? It's not like he's used to battling relegation over the last 20 years or so. And lastly but not least, we come to a quick roundup of all the day's transfer news. Marcelo has told the Real Madrid board that if Juventus come in with a good offer, he wants to leave, presumably to join his best friend Cristiano Ronaldo in Serie A. As for Chelsea's Victor Moses, well, he looks set to accept a loan deal to Fenerbahce just a few days after rejecting an initial offer. It's probably because he's been told he's not really going to be getting much game time for the rest of the season. Elsewhere, upon hearing that Frenkie de Jong has signed for Barcelona, PSG are going to go all out to sign Leandro Paredes from Zenit, beating Chelsea to the midfielder's signature. And lastly but not least, Mehdi Benatia from Juventus could be joining Fulham. This is a pretty outrageous bid from Claudio Ranieri, but having seen that the Moroccans only played 5 times for Juventus this season and is a bit of an outcast, he could definitely use him to try and help Fulham avoid the drop. So that's all from me for today. Make sure you smash the like button and let me know in the comment section everything you thought about today's daily news. Will Frenkie de Jong be a success? Is Neymar right to go off the pitch crying? And could Arsene Wenger really be the man to help take Monaco back towards the top of the table? out of the relegation zone at least. You can also click here to check out all of the other videos that we've got going on OneFootball, but until next time, I will see you guys later.